Good morning. It's November 20th, and we're in James chapter 4 today. And so this is actually one of my favorite verses, right here at the very beginning of this, a couple of verses, for interpersonal counseling, especially marital counseling, but it works in all different kinds of relationships. It actually helps me a great deal as well, just to focus on what is the root cause of some of the anger and just fights and things that we might have, quarrels. And James says it this way in chapter 4, verse 1. What causes fights and quarrels among you? Don't they come from your desires that battle within you? You desire but do not have, so you kill. You covet but you cannot get what you want, so you quarrel and fight. You do not have because you do not ask God. When you ask, you do not receive because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. You adulterous people, don't you know that friendship with the world means enmity with God? And I'm going to stop with that real quick. I want to make a couple of comments on that. It is, I think, oftentimes that we get angry because we have unmet expectations. That there's something that we thought was going to happen that didn't happen. There's something that we think that we deserve that we're not getting. There's something that somebody didn't do or did do that we weren't expecting or hoping for. And so that's what causes these quarrels and fights. And it comes from a self-centered worldview, really. Now, certainly there are times when people sin against us. They do things that are sinful and should not be done. But oftentimes it's just a matter of I'm not getting what I want. And I think back to even when I was a kid, or maybe when my kids would argue, sometimes the cause of that would be you're just being selfish, is what they would say to one another, or I would say to my brother or sister, or brother, sisters or brother, and what that really reveals is that when you say somebody else is being selfish, it's generally because you're being selfish. You're not actually getting what you want. You don't have the control that you want. And so, part of the cure to that is to step back and understand that your commentary really is against God, not against the people that you're fighting against. You're basically telling God that He hasn't given you what you deserve or what you want or what you feel that you need. And so your argument against Him is actually against the sovereign God of the universe, who does control everything, and you say that He's not doing it well, that He's not meeting your expectations in the way that He's controlling your universe. And so he compares it to being adulterous here, to having a relationship outside of the one that is ordained for you, the relationship with God. You are showing that your primary allegiance, that your friendship is with the world around you, and your expectations are based on what is happening from the world, not what is happening from God's point of view. And so there's a very good opportunity that we have to examine our motives and our expectations when they conflict. And that is what then causes a sense of inner turmoil for us, in anger and bitterness, and a sense of wanting to control even that which isn't in our control. And so I think it's a very helpful verse for understanding what causes those quarrels and fights among us, and even with our own selves.